Today, the hunt for an Indian Coast Guard that went mysteriously missing 4 days ago has intensified in the Bay of Bengal. India Today now has the photographs of the 3 crew members who were on that mission. Pilot Vidyasagar, navigator Subhash Suresh and co-pilot M.K. Soni. 3 experienced military aviators were on the aircraft that's now the subject of an extended and grueling hunt from the air, on the surface of the sea, as well as beneath it. 5 aircraft, 15 vessels, specialized equipment and even a submarine are currently out there off the country's east coast, scouring the sea and seabed for any signs of the missing aircraft. As word is awaited on the fate of these 3 men who are highly experienced, the Coast Guard is maintaining contact with the distraught family members of the aircrew who are being apprised at every step of the operation. On the phone line, I have Srisha as well as Deputy Editor Shivaru. Srisha, coming to you first. Round-the-clock hunt really for the Dornier after 4 days.
Well, exactly, Vedika, because this search operation has been going on for 4 days now, and this particular aircraft went off the radar at 9:23 on Monday. Remember, it's been 4 days that several services have been pressed into action. And this particular aircraft went for a routine surveillance mission along the Tamil Nadu coast and the Park Bay, and it took off from the Chennai station. And since then, and after it went on the radar, they have been trying to get in some sort of details about or anything what has actually happened to it. But again, the search operations have been continuing for 4 days today, and even today the INS Sandhyak has been pressed into service. In fact, to get some details it's a huge setback. In fact, even after 4 days, there is no clue on what happened to this aircraft.
Shisha, do stay with me. Deputy Editor Shivaru also on the phone line with us. Shiv, we are talking about 3 experienced military aviators. What more do we know about them?
Very experienced military aviators, Vedika, who've gone missing in this particular aircraft. It's been over 100 hours since that hunt actually begun for this missing aircraft. It was on a surveillance mission. 3 very distraught families, currently in Chennai. The Coast Guard is in touch with them, appraising them of the extent of the search of at this time. But the sad part is, hope is fading very, very rapidly, and it already had faded a couple of days ago, because what you have now is the Coast Guard indulging in an operation where they're not only scouring the surface of the sea, but also the seabed. They've got a submarine, they've got sonar equipment on specialized ships, tracing the entire seabed in that area of operation and the area of this search, looking for what could potentially be the wreckage of this particular aircraft. Now, technically speaking, the aircraft is still designated as missing. It's not being called a crash yet, but hope is fading very fast. It's been over 100 hours, and the Coast Guard, we are told, fears the worst now.
Shiv, also a lot has been pressed into the search for the missing Dornier.
That's right. 15 ships, at least 6 aircraft and helicopters, Vedika, 1 submarine, 3 or 4 ships which carry extremely sophisticated equipment that's able to actually have a direct look at the seabed, detect metallic equipment on the seabed, has been pressed into service for this. Satellite imagery is also being employed in this particular hunt. If you remember, Vedika, in March this year, an Indian Navy Dornier had gone missing off the coast of Goa, and it had taken at least 3 days to actually find the wreckage of that particular ship. In that event, there were also 3 people on board, including a lady officer who was the navigator on board that aircraft. Unfortunately, all 3 of those had actually perished in that accident. This time, technically speaking, the 3 crew are still designated as missing. Only a miracle, perhaps, will tell us if they have perhaps survived. But like I said, hope is fading fast, and the Coast Guard is only hoping for the best.
All right, Shiv and Srisha, thanks for joining us on that story. Well, it's been 4 days since the Coast Guard Dornier aircraft and its crew carrying 3 crew members have been missing.